Hi everyone, Diane here, welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be painting a flowering Christmas cactus, and I've got my supplies here on the desk ready to go. This is one I did last year, and this is one I downloaded a photo of a Christmas cactus because I don't have one on hand, and I'm going to be using that as a guide. Before we get started, I'm just going to quickly go over a couple of housekeeping things. We've just released the November calendar on Patreon for Patreon members, and just wanted to let you know this is not clickable when you go to it on Patreon. You have to print it out for yourself or save it to a file on your computer. But it does have the feature of letting you know what's happening when in the month, when our exclusive videos will be published, and when you can submit questions for the Q&A, which we do at the end of the month, and things like that. So that's available now on Patreon for everybody who belongs. And I also wanted to mention that we do have some new mugs for sale as well, which are available for you. And I'm just wondering what I did. Yeah, I don't have any of the actual mugs, but I've got a picture of some. This is from the Paint Bird a Day blobby birds, and this is what they look like. There are several different ones with different coloured interiors and handles, not only white, and they're available from our website Antone.com. If you pop over there, you can find them, and plenty of time to order them before Christmas because they all come from a distribution centre near you, not near me, which would be a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it? But although we are in Egypt at the moment, we'll be back in France in a couple of weeks, so you'll be hearing all the animal noises again soon. Meanwhile, you might hear a few crashes and bangs outside as we're having some shutters fitted to our apartment, so it could get noisy a bit later on, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. So there we are, that's for the... oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you're a member of the top tier of Patreon, then you're going to be given 20% off on any mugs that you purchase this month. So that's a really good deal, or 30% actually. I'm not sure. Can't remember now whether Tamsin decided on 20 or 30. But anyway, go to the website, excuse me, go to the website and find out and order one because they're really cute. And we've worked very hard to create them. Well, Tamsin has anyway. Right, and I wanted to mention also that Meaden have got 30% off some of their products at the moment, so you might want to check them out. And they're also available on Amazon as well as on their website, where you get an extra 10% if you put in Diane 10. But they've got some discounts and you get that 10% on top of the discount too. And Kiritaki, I'm going to be using Kiritaki paints today. And these are on Amazon at the moment, the 36 set. There are only 20 sets available at the moment on Amazon, but they're $33 a set, which is a jolly good price for some jolly good paints. Okay, so let's get started, as they say in all the best videos. I'm not quite sure exactly what size I'm going to do this yet, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to paint it, but this is a quick sketch I did a little while ago based on some ancient Egyptian vases, and I just thought that the colours and the designs were really quite nice. So I'm going to probably try to do something like this as the vase for my Christmas cactus, because this one was a sketch. I didn't do this for a video last year. It was just a very quick sketch, and I just very quickly sketched in some indication of a vase there, or a pot or whatever it was. But this one was shown to me this morning by my Photos app on my phone, and I was sort of puzzling over what to do today, and I thought, yeah, why not, let's do that. So let's get started. I'll find some paper and I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. I think it's always a good idea to do a rough painting before you actually start with your masterpiece. And sometimes the funny thing is the one that you do that you're not putting too much thought into turns out to be the one that you like the best. It's a funny thing, that. And so anyway, I haven't done any painting for a little while, and so I have no idea what I'm doing. at the moment, and I thought, well, what I'm going to do is I am going to copy. This is always a good idea, copying. I'm going to copy roughly the painting that I did last year and see what happens as far as composition goes, because these flowers are kind of, you could spend a lot of time on these flowers, but I don't plan to do that. And I'm switching now to green, and I want the green to run, okay? Now the leaves are sort of weird shape. They kind of seem to be sort of joined together, kind of like that, and then they have little spikes coming out like that. And so we'll just change the colour that we're using. And I don't know. I'm not feeling very verbal today, you know. Some days you feel like talking and some days you don't feel like talking. Let's put a bit of yellow in here too. You never know how these things can turn out, really. It's just a case of going for it, I think. Have a look at this. That's pretty much what it is. What it is what it is. And I think I need to put a bit more darker red in the centres of these flowers. Not that they are actually darker in the middle, but they do have a variety of red about them, don't they? Okay, I'm going to bring some more leaves down this way. And we'll have some flowers. Okay, and so then I'm going to just quickly look at my pot, and we'll go for something resembling terracotta. And a bit darker brown, so that's burnt sienna, so we'll just add some, what do they call that one? I don't remember what they call that one. I'm not going to look it up, it doesn't really matter. And then we'll put some, let's put a turquoise colour perhaps for the table underneath and let that run a bit. And then I'm going to put some darker greens in. Let's find my forest gump green. And just put that, so that kind of goes behind. Don't necessarily have to put it over the top, but you can drop it in so it'll run as well. And they do seem to have kind of veins. down the middle. So we'll just try and drop some of those in places. I was going to do this bigger. Was going to be my trial, but I think I'm going to probably let this dry and say that that's good enough. And let's put a design on the pot. Put some black at the top there because it kind of goes back. Okay. And do they have something in the middle of them, these flowers? I'm not sure if they do. Let me see. Yeah, some of them have. So we could come in with some white. We could, I'm hoping this will work, might not. Still a bit wet. But we could drop in a few dots. That it will probably accept. Like that. And then when it's dry, we could come back and do a few more of those. I think that probably would be sensible. And we can drop in a bit more dark red. I think, I'm not an expert on Christmas cactuses, but I think they come in different colours, because I think I've seen pink ones as well as this sort of red, and maybe there's a darker red as well. So we'll just put another layer of red over the top of the ones that we've already painted. And then the thing is now to let it dry. That's what we have at this point in time. Okay, so I am going to carry on now and paint a bookmark of a Christmas cactus. And I have a little pad here. This is by Hanemühle. And it's a bookmark pad, and they're available on Amazon as well. And I have a couple of plans in here for a Christmas cardinal, which I haven't painted yet, and a Christmas robin, which I haven't painted yet, and a sheep, which I have. And these are going to be available as sketches from the website at some point in the not too distant future. For you to use, but if you go over there and have a look, you can download already for free a whole bunch of suitable sketches which you could transform into bookmarks like this. So I'm going to paint a sprig or a few sprigs. I'm not quite sure exactly how yet, but we're going to do something on here. But I'm going to do it in different colours. This is the one I just did, and it's not dry yet, but you can see that it's quite a striking colour. And bright red with quite strong green, which is quite nice. And when that's dry, actually, that probably won't look too bad. But for this one, I'm going to paint it in pink and a softer green. I'm just looking for a piece of paper here so I can show you. This colour pink here is a kind of magenta, which is quite nice. And that's part of the Kuretake range. And then there is this green here, which is pretty much a turquoise. And I'm going to mix that with a little bit of sap green. And that will give me a softer green, which goes better with the pink, I think. So I'll do that. That's what I'm going to use to paint my leaves. A little bit of those two mixed together. And I'm just looking at a reference painting here. So I'll just move these things, excuse me, while I just do some tidying up and get my iPad, because I need reference materials, and it's not easy to find things when you're a long way away from home, is it? Normally I would go to a book, but I'm having to use the internet at the moment. So this is my bookmark, and of course you don't have to use a pad, you can just use any piece of paper, just mask off a section using masking tape and go ahead and paint in there. And obviously, you know, I'm just using this because I bought this last year and I haven't, because I wanted to try it out and see if it was worth it, and I haven't really kind of used it yet. So, okay, so let's see what we can do. So the leaves are weird, like I said, and they kind of do something like that. And then take the point of your brush and just drag the paint out a little bit to give it that spiky effect. And don't bother about being too accurate. And then change the colour a little bit, maybe add a little bit more of the turquoise. And they sort of come out from beside each other, don't they? So we do that, and then the next one I'll add a bit more of the sap green to make it a little bit more yellow. And then the flowers come here at the ends. So I think I'm making this up as I go along, of course, as we always do. Let's give that another one. There's no point in painting unless you're going to make it up as you go along, is there? Let me see, what should we do? I have that one coming out here, can overlap a bit. This is quite nice paper. Hahnemühle is not as popular as Arches. I don't know why, I'm not a fan of Arches really, or Arche as we call it in France. The French have to do everything different. Yeah, so let's do that, and then we'll go to the pink. And we are just going to do some random sort of pinkness. And wherever we think it belongs. I'm not going to even try to make my Christmas cactuses look accurate, but we will just do some petals. You need variety. The thing with painting, isn't it, is that you need variety, because the eye is a very demanding thing and it likes things to vary. So the shapes have to vary and the colours have to vary. And we could pick up a little bit of dark green and just try to put a little bit of shadow on some of these. It will all bleed in and give you variety. And a bit more pink, not too dark. Down here, oops, not quite that light. Somebody said they missed the sounds of all the animals because Cairo seems to be so quiet. It's not. I'm in a padded cell here. You know, it's double glazed windows and everything, but outside it's a different question altogether. Yes, we just watched some people this morning cleaning the windows opposite on a big building, hanging by a thread. It's quite interesting. Okay, so we'll put a few dots of red here and there because quite often these little things bud and seem to, I don't know, the little dark bits That makes sense. I'm just squinting at the... And drop that in and it will run. That's always a good trick. Okay, and put some more there. And then I have to let that dry. And if I'm not happy with it when it's dry, I can come in and do a bit more work on it. And I could do some line work if I wanted to. Or I could start all over again if I wanted to. But I think it's probably going to be okay. And what does that mean anyway, as I often say? Okay, so let's see. It's not dry, but I think that would make quite a nice bookmark. You could put little touches of gold on it as well if you wanted to. And so we have that, and we have this, which is completely different. And I hope you find that some kind of inspiration for your own work, and that you found that moderately, I don't know, entertaining maybe. I'm going to go and dry my hair now, and I will let you go, and I will see you again soon. Don't forget all the things I said at the beginning, and don't forget to go and have a look at Patreon as well. So I'll see you soon, and bye for now everybody. Bye bye.